Everyone, welcome back. The Dorks are at it again, and you can see what we're playing.
We're going back to court.
That's right. Okay.
Ah, there we are. Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand.
Whose stand are we taking?
I kind of would like Silver Chariot. He's pretty fast, too.
Yeah?
I presume you heard the defense's counsel's summation examination? Oh, yeah, Governor.
I did, Gov. I did.
Mr. Oh, I almost said Mr. and Mrs. It's Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Call!
Blimey!
This is going to be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windibanks. Okay, well, it was Beldam soon as, weren't it?
It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out my Lucy lockets. Which is a lie!
However, that was a lie. You brothers. Go, blind!
Blimey!
Core. On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter.
That's absurd. We don't even have a rifle. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be a long night.
We'd never done nothing of the sort.
How'd you figure that out?
You will now give a formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time, you will tell the truth.
Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. A thought worth pondering, perhaps.
Say no more, Gov, we hear you.
We'll blab, we'll squeak, we'll peach! And Gregson's like, I'm still here. Ugh. Once again, he will not be giving any testimony, he's just here to make sure they don't do anything.
Alright, we did knock over a few things over. But we went rifling for nothing.
It was when we aired the gunshot, see? Made us both jump, and all that stuff was sent flying.
Lummy, it didn't give me a fright. We was thinking the shooters come out the door and get us next.
We stuck everything back where we found it and scuppered straight into the black.
We couldn't have shot the bomb broker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
I don't know, did you? That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you?
I mean, you did shoot somebody. So you admit to the defense's accusation?
It's so sad they killed Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah, rip. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question. Not ransack, Governor, no.
That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up. Yeah. Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess.
The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all.
We don't, Nash, we don't. Can't he make us sound a bit more cutthroat?
Can't be just a coincidence that these men showed up at Windibanks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it.
Don't pan over to me!
Oh yeah, we definitely can't do that. Alright.
Okay. So, let's see. So, they're claiming that the mess was made when they heard the gunshot. Let's get some more
Yeah.
information about that, I think.
Yeah, let's press him a little bit. So what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter? Well, it shook one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on.
Look, it was loud, alright? Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up at that bang.
Big brother screamed like a blooming baby and fell over the counter. Oh, he is the older brother. That is like part of Luigi then. He knocked over loads of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot.
That got tangled up in some marionette. What knocked over a picture frame? What knocked them scales on the floor?
You've really mastered working quietly then.
What a racket! Me granny would have been scared back into a grave that cloud like that.
So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some. I mean, it was quiet as a mouse and then... what?
Go ahead, finish.
Oh, it was quiet as a mouse and then all of a sudden, BAM!
Sounds like Gregson's a little bit perturbed.
Seems hungry. Inspector Gregson, why are you socially inept? Do you have something to add?
You want to keep telling me that? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. We didn't...
No, something to add about their testimony. He seemed to react just now to what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something?
It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, kids don't get salty to ignore the little details.
How about you just tell us what's on your mind?
As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for question last night, and the statement they gave that then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now.
Did it?
You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have golfed, might have. Does ring a bell, now you mention it. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, fellas.
If I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall force to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Easy, easy!
We'll get right this time!
That's it, yeah! It's all coming back to me now.
Then speak! Supplement your testimony with whatever details that miraculously return to your questionable minds, sirs. Right you are. Go.
Dude, y'all guys actually want to hang?
Just for the gunshot, we had a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun!" Okay.
Okay. Should we press or should we?
We have a
keep
new
going?
statement here.
Alright, the bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have fired it instead of yelling at the girl.
Huh. Wait. Wait.
So wait,
Hold on. He was holding the gun. But
okay.
But we have.
Why is the picture have her holding it then?
Well, that's a contradiction then. What? Hold on there.
You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winterbank, was wielding a gun, is that correct? That's it, Gov. You got the picture.
We sure do. We have the picture, all right.
Yeah. So what the heck then?
He has, Nash. He has. No question.
And yet the photograph evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows that Mr. Winterbank was not in possession of a firearm in any description.
Objection!
What's your objection this time?
What?
You surprised me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused? Look, we did this last time in McGilda's case, and you're like, you're really going to do this. We're gonna do this now to get to the truth of the matter.
Yeah, we want the truth. Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken at a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, counsel.
I don't know. He died from around 1 to 1:30. That's what the autopsy report says last time we checked. Yeah, it's not lacking.
What?
The picture was taken in 1, so it's perfect within the time frame of him dying.
They're weird. Yeah, that's right.
2 right, Nash. 2 right. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl, huh?
Hardly likely. No, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel, and heed my early warning, witnesses. A skulkin's never skulkin'.
I wish they looked at Gregson, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Okay.
Let's see. There's something else. So it's showing here he is not holding a gun. That's more proof. And that's probably the proof. It's like, yeah, you know, this isn't when... So... Right? I guess?
Yeah, because they're saying that he was holding the gun. It's like, well, then what's it doing in her hand then? So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winterbank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? That's it, Gov. You got the picture.
Yes, Nash, yes. No question.
And yet, the photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Winterbank was not holding a firearm of any description.
You what?
Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
There can be no question the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Winterbank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand.
Yeah, but that still doesn't make any sense of why she was holding it. Like, still, I don't know. Yeah, the bolt tool used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun!
Bam! Kind of thing.
Hold it!
It's exactly where you are, right there!
Eh?
If the crime had taken place as you so colorfully described it in your testimony.
He would have been shot in the back. He'd be shot in the front.
Would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out. Goodness, are you sure, counsel?
You intrigue me, my learned friend, but let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where's the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness portrayal of the victim's final moments? Well, we already know how he died.
Yeah.
I mean, it says he was shot in the back.
Yeah,
So...
shot in the back. So why are you pointing at the front then? According to the testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of, "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot. Indeed. With the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe. Or is it believe?
Believe.
Oh, okay. I saw that as an H for some reason. That's weird. Anyway, yes, that's right. Now, that testimony was true, it would mean that the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other.
But they clearly were not.
Yeah. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Ah!
But, it's the God honest truth.
It is, Nash, it is! When he was shot that night!
The shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. He saw it with our own bleeding eyes.
Really?
So, that's the thing that they're saying.
If they're
then.
telling the truth, that would
Then
make
why
this...
is this picture here?
Wouldn't that would make this fake? But... What?
But who could have fabricated that then if it is fake? Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windbank holding a gun. Something like that might have slipped out. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses. That on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person.
Nash,
Yeah.
Ah!
Order! 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 Witnesses, explain yourselves at once. Well, the thing is, it weren't supposed to,
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you.
Uh-oh. Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
So there's... Von Zykes claim they are still lying.
Ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we,
Cut it out, Nash! Cut it out! If you blab now, you know what it'll do to us!
He? Who are they talking about?
The Reaper of the Bailey? Or Gregson, I don't know. Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you.
Bruv, come on, the game's up.
But... He'll have our guts regardless!
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. You'll be safer in jail.
It's true.
Let's see. On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which the meeting took place. Well...
Do we have to? On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth.
Man, I would not be doing that if that was me. I mean, it's not gonna be me because I wouldn't, like, steal anything, but at the same time, bro, just say it.
Alright, so we just go inside of the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug.
Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we had it.
For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
I pulled the gun on him, and then he legged it through the door into the back room.
We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear. Okay. So now you're telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop.
Well, yeah. Sorry. Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably. But honest, Governor, this time...
This time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for.
Alright. Well, we'll press every statement. The first four aren't necessary to in making the story go forward, but we'll learn some interesting information.
Okay. When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and the proprietor of the shop, Mr. Winterbank?
Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right.
We was keeping a close eye on the interest to the gaff, obviously. We never thought no one was gonna come out of nowhere in the back room like that. The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom.
So he came from the storeroom. Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been. So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises. Which means Jenny must have been there at that point as well.
That doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Winterbank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see the accused at the time?
What? That Tuller? Couldn't tell ya.
No way, Gobbo, we had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it.
Hold it!
Alright. You mentioned that Mr. Winterbank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claimed that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door. Oh, did we?
Yes, you did.
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he? Well, yeah.
Was the victim Mr. Winterbank wielding a gun at the time? Was he ever? Blimey lummy! A great ugly barrel he had pointed straight at me front space. Front, ha! Front to space. Front is whatever.
What
My
is-
face.
Okay.
That word's too hard
What
for
you-
me.
I hate these old English words. You definitely saw Mr. Winterbank with the gun at the time, is that right?
It is, Gov. It is. Spot on.
Then all of a sudden he came at us, he did.
It was Bedlam. I didn't know what I was going for. Who was going? Yeah.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like Nash said, we thought we'd had it. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Hold it!
I like the idea that Winterbank just threw him right over the counter.
It's like just picked him up, but
Like freaking wrestling or whatever. Just whoa.
jeez. Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony too.
Well, yeah, of course we did.
He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, some skull whatnot.
They got tangled in some marionette. What knocked over a picture frame would knock them scales on the floor. Yeah, we know that already.
Yeah, so in fact, it wasn't the sound of a gunshot that shocked you and made you knock over those things off the counter. Well, Big Bro here went flying through the counter like a gunshot, I can tell you. And then the old geezer punned him.
It really is
Pinned him?
wrestling.
Pun.
He pinned.
Jeez.
He told him puns. We was afraid he was gonna die from so many puns. He did,
Especially those
Nash.
egg ones.
If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds. At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There was a button under the counter used to activate it, which is presumably pressed by the victim.
That's right. When the brothers fled the scene and back on the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Winterbank. He did everything he could to protect his shop.
Hold it!
Were you intending to shoot Mr. Winterbank? No, never. I was just, you know. Look it out for me, wasn't I? He was being flattened, don't forget. By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes.
And then the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him, is that it? So he came out of the storeroom, through Ringo, and then at gunpoint he went back into the storeroom.
Yeah, that's it. Showed me away. Then ran off through the door and shut himself in. There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true.
Wonder why Mr. Winterbank ran away into the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him, with a gun.
Ah, yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Winterbank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Winterbank's hands again?
I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it?
This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it. Look, point is, me and me brother here.
That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and my brother. Yep. Now we must press this statement to proceed.
See, he had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all.
Nothing, God, nothing. The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he?
Holy heck. What in the world?
What?
They just heard a large branch snap off in the distance. Good thing it's not archery. Anyway, locked it was from the inside.
We know it was, because we tried to open it.
It is a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade.
It would indeed appear so.
Yeah, but according to everything, she would have had the gun, so why would...
I have no idea. What say you to that, counsel?
Poppycock.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Winterbank?
Well, I mean, if she didn't do it, then there has to have been someone. There has to have been someone else.
Right,
because by a logical standpoint, why would Mr. Winterbank go back into the place when he knows she has his gun, if that is indeed what happened?
Yeah, there could have been somebody else hiding in there as well. There's also the manuscripts that were in there as well. Let's see. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Ah, yes, the manuscript shot Pop Winterbank. What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you encountered the victim face to face that night. The course of this trial changed completely.
And so did the music just now. There's something I want to look at.
Yeah.
Just for... Okay. Yeah, the only opening is up that top there. Okay.
Okay. It did.
What is your point, my learned friend?
The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Winterbank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all.
You have my attention. In that
Snap.
case, let's return to this plan of the premises.
Okay.
The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be?
Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums. 2, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe?
Yeah, let's look at it like that. That's a better way to look at it.
Got to. Indeed. Namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? Understood, my lord.
Are you alright right now?
I'm not entirely sure. There's one thing I am sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely.
So now, time for some clarity. The wine's wearing off, so I have my thoughts in order. Show the court show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship.
Okay.
If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun. Now, before we do that, let's look at this. So, if you'll notice, Mr. Pop Windibank has fallen with his head facing this wall. Which means Gina would have had to have been, well, right behind him, right about here or so, right?
Yeah, to go ahead and, like, shoot him in the back. But
However, why is she here? So that means, obviously, she could not have done it. But the problem is, with him facing this way, that means that it would have had to have come from over here somewhere.
I'm back. Right.
I mean, that's the
So,
only way that
what
could have
was-
worked.
Was there anybody over there by the door, like, in the picture where they weren't at? Maybe. Oh, yeah, because it had to be, like, from behind that door, like, as soon as he opened it. But it would have locked her, like, right afterwards.
Take that!
But the thing is, there's, like, another place, like, right. I guess, like, there's another, like, little door where you can actually, like, peek into the storeroom. So we could have just lifted that flap and then shot, right?
Well, the problem is that flap is about at head height. It in order for it to be an upward angle, it would have been shorter. But the only way, the only position it could have been is, in fact, where it shouldn't be able to be, right here.
The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here.
You're crazy. And then answer the second question. Assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Now...
Okay.
So, obviously, the only place that Mr. Windibank could have been is indeed where he lay flat.
Right.
Take that!
So right about there. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom.
Continue.
He's actually listening.
For now.
Mr. Windibank died instantly from the bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony. Okay, I pulled my gun on him, and then he legged it through the door into the back room. If Mr. Windibank ran through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time.
So he had to have been shot when the door was open, more than likely.
Yeah. Ugh! It was precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life that the brothers had a perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom.
And to be fair, Ringo is short enough to have had to fire from an upward trajectory.
That is true.
Ah! Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of this trial? Blah 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 blah. I don't know what he said. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
It's like he's talking in like the Charlie Brown grown-up speak.
Why? Whoo boy! It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Significantly, but as you can see from the picture, that Gina's like around the same height as her, so.
Yep. Man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Who closed the door?
Of course. Oh yeah. Or maybe he was trying to close the door so he wouldn't get shot. I don't know. But he would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body in an upward trajectory.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank.
Objection!
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock?
But... What if someone else locked the door?
Gina? That'd only be Gina.
Yeah, because she was the only one in there that was waiting. Yes, there was someone else who could have locked the storeroom door.
Is that so?
Very well then, counsel, present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside?
Well, it can
It was
only
Sasato.
be one Yeah! Yeah, totally. I mean, it can
Doggone
only
it.
be her.
Take that!
Yeah. She was the only one in there. Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd! You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room. For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. Hold up,
I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? Oh, what is it?
So, and this isn't fully formed. Again, with my memory being as bad as it is, I have the rare opportunity to experience this for the first time all over again. So here's what I'm thinking. First of all, when Pop Windibank was shot, she realized this is a problem. She's obviously in danger, he just died, not good. So she closed and locked the door to protect herself, and then she grabbed his gun to protect herself just in case, because there is a latch on top of the door that opens up as a window. However, getting to the point where she's knocked out, I am unsure, so this is a half-baked theory.
Well, hold on a minute, though. What if she was trying to lock the door as, like, Windibank was going in there, but the shot, like, knocked her out?
How
to
the
the point
shot
where he,
knock her
like-
out?
Like, you know, because if it hit Mr. Windibank, then that probably could have, like, surprised her enough where she, like, maybe tumbled back and then hit something, and then she fell over. But I guess that still wouldn't explain, like, how she got the gun in her hand, though.
I mean, maybe. The only problem is, like, she didn't even mention anything of having a headache or head trauma or nothing. And she was out for a while, too. I don't know.
This is weird. Ah, yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
Sorry! Me, Patu, and the defense attorney have half-baked notions right now.
Jeez,
We
Louise,
don't.
we're trying our best.
This is tough.
Yeah.
But of course, Ginny will have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quick as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Winterbank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them in that time, but at some point, Mr. Winterbank must have heard the intruders break into his shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders, huh? That's us, bruv.
Oh!
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom.
Very true. Yes, it would. Then probably only moments later, the victim fled back to the storeroom, a door open to escape danger. Okay. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Winterbank fell to the floor, where he was just inside the storeroom. What we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Winterbank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door, shut and locked it, in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it.
We ain't, Gov, we ain't! You gotta believe us! I mean, come on! We never shoot no one! Aside from the fact that we shot Mr. Sholmes and we shot at Bob Winterbank, but you know, we never shoot no one.
That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because for my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. You did. There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true proprietors of Mr. Winterbank's murder.
Perpetrators.
Oh, why did I say proprietors? Perpetrators.
Is all good.
Mr. Winterbank's murder.
Oh.
Yeah!
Where does this leave us? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all? I should have known it was those three brothers. They look as shady as a dense sword. Grayson's still lumped in there.
Gee whiz.
That was amazing, Bruno. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know. First time ever. And probably the last.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict of not... An admirable effort, my learned friend.
You shouldn't laugh. What's this now? He's laughing? You find the situation amusing, Lord Von Zykes. I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive. You probably should stop drinking.
You should probably keep your mouth shut, my lord.
Oh, sorry.
I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here.
Huh? What?
The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw.
A fatal flaw?
Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Zykes, might be an idea to explain this body conjuring trick, whatever it is, to the troops on the ground, The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. Oi, George! Count bullets! Oh dear. He noticed then. He's probably known since the beginning!
Yeah, what's everyone talking about? Come on, Rinosuke.
Counsel.
Yes, sir.
Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime.
Two bullets.
Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Oh, the one in the calendar! Does that not count?
About that. I guess not. Indeed, the defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings.
Oh, they're saying the one that shot Mr. Sholmes went through and hit the calendar.
The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appeared to have passed through his body to strike the calendar.
I mean...
Do we even check the,
It is true, we don't know whose blood this is.
Yeah, that's true, but it's green, though. Cripes. I thought
Well,
we had that one.
Yeah... Man... Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are two firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonged to the victim, Mr. Windibank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. This is...
Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these two brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I did. Yeah, my goodness. I think you'll find...
That if the single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means... Windibank not shot by same gun. Stop. Only one bullet. Stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny.
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, great. If you're going to say that, I'll just throw my bottle.
Ow!
You'll get over it. Pray forget this. Pray forget the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hollow nectar into the public gallery.
Lord Von Zykes!
But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as a juvenile.
What do you mean? She's 17, though.
London.
Technically. Oh.
Well, I guess I should say anywhere but North America. No. The person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbroker in the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. Hey!
Oh, okay.
We haven't seen that in a while!
We can use that, though.
Well, we can look at it, but we can't play it, because we don't have a music box to play it in.
No, I mean, we can shoot it, though.
We can shoot it?!
Yeah.
What does that mean? You think that's a freaking clay pigeon?
No. I mean, we can shoot it with the gun to see what
the
color blood is.
Right. Oh my goodness. Sorry, dude. I was like, why would we shoot the disc? That's defamation of... Okay.
Like of evidence.
Woo,
Yeah.
boy! Oh, I'm on one right now.
Yeah, we can definitely use that. Yes, that music box disc. McGilded's music box. Box disc. Dang. That's a tongue twister. Box disc. This box.
You okay with that, Defense?
Doxbix.
Do-
Go ahead, go on.
The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windibank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence.
Good gracious.
Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril.
I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc as evidence, counsel. As a grim testament to the... What?
Lord Von Zykes, I am...
Social Nephew, Inspector Gregson. What?
Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard of the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that that disc wouldn't be used as evidence. Screw you, I do what I want.
Okay. What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Von Sykes at all.
I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top! The government bigwigs were insistent! Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you.
Oh dear.
Anyway, the prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
You can't use it.
Says who?
Indeed. Indeed, but bailiff? Oh, I'm not doing about this anymore. I'm scared.
The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. Alright, well... Hey Iris, can you fire a gun in here? Oh!
Yeah.
Runo, look! This is blood!
Yes, delicious blood. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before.
Yeah. Haha! Then it's my turn to shine again! I thought I'd be waiting forever. Okay, I have a question for you. Before she fires her gun, what color will it be? Or rather, who will it belong to? We have green that's unidentified. We have one that belongs to Thrice Fired, and one that belongs to Mr. Pop Windibank.
I'm willing to bet that it could be the green one.
So, you remember whose blood this is, right?
Yeah, this is... Not... Why do I keep saying Egbert? It's not Egbert.
It's just Eggert.
It's Eggert. Yeah, it's Eggert Benedict.
It's Mr. Eggs Benedict.
Or
so that would mean that...
That means he was the one that was shot that night then.
That's right. Alright, hold still that disc, Runo.
We just get this done quickly, Iris.
The prosecution is shooting daggers at us. We've interrupted him. In a flash. I think you're onto something there, too.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lovely bright shade again.
Wait. That color.
What is it?
It's just... that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Yeah, we got some evidence. Oh, it turned red again.
It's... The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and basis of character. I'd repeat myself because someone decided to cut me off at the very end.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
That's
am
important.
too. There's nothing more to add.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case.
I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once, for all of 5 minutes.
And what a beautiful 5 minutes it was.
Jeez.
Dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Reno. My lord! I wonder if I might say something at this point.
Proceed, Mr. Foreman.
Been stumbling about in a bit of a fog up to now, truth be told. But all of a sudden, the answer's bally obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Oh,
no.
jeez.
Very well, the court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your learnings to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
Jeez.
Guilty.
Guilty.
You guys are all fickle.
Fork.
You all suck. Hey, every last one of you. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. Guilty again. Who would have thunk?
Of course, name's still unknown, but I just want to check to see if it
but now we know, though.
Yep. When you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. How dare you use it against us?
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winterbank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready?
Garrett Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir.
Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. And it better be good, too.
No promises, my lord.
Okay.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted.
You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket.
I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. You're still, I mean, admittedly, it makes sense, but you're still on about this?
Jeez, man.
The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead.
I am ballistics expert. I have seen expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns.
You'll never guess we have to press this time.
Would seem there's little remaining room for doubt.
I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I thought I'd be jolly well be hoodwinked. I've been hoodwinked! Well, no more!
The whole courtroom's turning against me.
Again.
Wow.
It's not fair!
Iris?
That prosecutor's being mean! I'm not! Just Nuh-uh! Just because Jane's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out. Eventually.
That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord.
So, there's exactly one juror who said nothing that has anything to do with the case at hand.
Is the old man.
It's always the old man. We gotta press the doctor this time!
But what does that even mean?
Well, I guess because everyone else has something to say about this case, and he's just like, huh, I think I screwed up earlier.
Hold it!
Oh dear. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here.
Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it's nothing to do with this trial, to be honest.
Ah,
I mean, there's no question the man was shot, but the bullet has simply vanished from his stomach. Huh?
what?
It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? Wait, is he talking about Pop Windabank?
Well, what do you... So, were you the one that
Wait.
operated on it?
Who is he talking about?
I almost
Is
don't
it
want to ask.
Sholmes? It's Sholmes.
Sheesh.
'Cause he was
The
shot in
surgeon
the
you've been
abdomen.
muttering About... Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh my god.
I almost don't want to ask, but the surgery you've been muttering on this whole time.
Oh my goodness.
Privilege.
What's the fellow's name now? Hairlich? No. Hairloch? No. Hairlock?
Herlock Sholmes by any chance?
Yes, good lord! It was that Hairlock fellow! Why can no one get his name right?
You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes?
We're lucky Sholmes is still alive. That's
Gee
right.
whiz.
Using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you.
This is crazy.
Okay, but... So, the bullet that shot Sholmes in the abdomen is gone.
But
It's just gone.
But Susato was there with them the whole time when they...
I mean,
before
yeah,
they
he
cut
was
him off the
shot,
thing.
but it's gone, though.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So who took it?
The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I recall correctly. They say he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb, and couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So, I'm afraid I'd have thrown my hands up and just stitched the fellow back up. That either means you didn't look hard enough somehow, or...
I hate to state the obvious, but
Yes.
surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. The counsel for the defense is correct.
I mean, we now know that that is...
That's true. As it clearly shown in this photographic
I
print.
have a headache.
Okay,
I
but
don't get it.
then, what does this mean though? Because if that's the bullet that went through Sholmes, then
Then why is there none of his blood contaminating? And also, how did Eggard's blood get on... Ah!
Me, I'm confused. My head hurts. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally.
Huh! Who do you think I am, son?
Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do.
As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over.
Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back?
Why'd you check his back? Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign the bullet had left the body at all. I mean, I guess it does make a little sense because it would have gone straight through or... Wait, what? I don't know.
I don't understand either. This is weird.
That's the point! The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I said about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser, even now! How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery?
It's almost as much as a mystery as how this jury was put together.
I mean, we have an expert.
We do.
A self-proclaimed expert.
We might as well.
Hey, villain.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict. The idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other.
Oh, a ballistics expert.
Beating B-I-D-D.
T.
On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shot where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night, there was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly! The snow was biting eye on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous.
I gotta say, you have a really good deep voice, dude.
I'm trying. I'm straining all I can to make my voice deep right now. My pursuers had hunting rifles, and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. And I was shot from behind, and I fell down in snow. In this situation,
And then I had a
was very
popsicle.
similar.
Then I passed out again. And then I fired and then I
Woke up.
missed.
I missed. I missed again. I fired. I hit something. It wasn't what I was going for.
So I guess I missed.
I passed out again.
Another popsicle.
Gee whiz.
Anyway.
I love that animation.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, okay.
This situation was very similar to what I heard today from doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me.
Well, if it never hit you, why'd you fall down?
Cause I have ouchie boo boo boo. Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? On small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. So you
That's
got
it!
hit by. So you got hit by like what would you call it? What? Not debris, but
Debris.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you got hit by debris of like what the bullet struck at. Then.
What if?
So that's not a bullet.
Well, that is
What
a
if it-
bullet. But
Oh,
what
wait, well,
hit
it
Mr.
is
Sholmes wasn't the bullet. It was from whatever... When the bullet hit
The
the
bullet hit-
calendar.
Oh.
Oh!
What if it was the lamp? Wow.
That might be it! The lamp is
Yeah, 'cause
broken!
Yeah, that's the only thing that looked broken when we looked at the two pictures. It had to be the lamp. Let's see. It made deep wound that looks like it looked just like bullet's wound.
Good gracious!
Gracious indeed. Of course. Piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet.
That helped us out a lot more than I thought it would. Except we still, we still don't know that the green blood belongs to Eggert Benedict.
Oh yeah, that's
But
true.
we know. But
We know how that goes.
doesn't answer the question at all.
Hmm?
The shooting happened in a pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country.
Just an idea. We may not be looking exactly the same scenario here.
Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again?
Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think.
Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt.
Huh? A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that.
Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals he uses in his investigations.
What? Really? Doctor, where's this pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing?
Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. Then who has it?
Somebody must have took it.
If I may, even though I'm not allowed to talk right now.
Lord Van Zykes?
Well, I realize it's forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, and I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom.
Sorry?
As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Ah, thank goodness! I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment.
Oh, but you're growing senile.
Oh no.
That's worse.
Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all of the evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred.
Oh, very well. Extremely unconventional doing a summation examination. I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch.
Yeah, let me go and get it. Ugh.
I'll give you a cookie.
Excuse you, what am I, 5?
Well, do you not want it?
No.
Oh,
I'm
I'll eat
cold
it
and
then.
bitter. Just as how coffee should be. That's a
Oh,
reference
so you
to a
want-
later Easter egg game we'll be getting around to eventually.
I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it?
Uh-oh.
He broke one of his vials.
Look at that! One of the files is broken, and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded. Exploded? So, that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury. Oh.
Oh,
Okay, well that makes some more sense then.
Alright. This bullet did not penetrate victim, but was deflected into wall of shop.
A delightfully complex aroma.
Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least.
Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. Which one's bungling and which one's burgling? Well, you tell me.
It's anyone's guess.
The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered.
Ah,
Well, at least the mystery is solved! I can sleep easy tonight! Thank you, young man!
thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence.
Hurley's pouch isn't scruffy.
Yay, now I can look at it. Probe
Yay!
it for clues. Now, the summation examination. Wait, hold on. Oh! Darn!
Hey, hold on a second.
Hey, yeah, the bullet hole's right there, but there's no hole on the other side, is it?
There's the bullet.
Oh, it is!
Yeah,
So
it
it's
hit
still
right
in
about
there.
here. Ha ha! Ha ha!
Nice.
Hold on, let me.
It's really scorched badly just here.
Oh, the strap is broken. Look.
That must be where the bullet hit then.
Let me see.
Okay. That is bullet. What the? Iris, look!
3 bullets. Count them. 3 bullets.
Ah! Behind where the broken fall was, do you see?
Ah, that's the Skulkin Brothers bullet.
What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is, there were 3 bullets fired in Windibanks that night.
We found exactly what that juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet.
It's time to press the juror again, I think. Ah. Now we're getting somewheres.
Okay.
It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion. Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. There's still a way to turn this around, somehow. I'm sure of it.
Okay. Now, I think someone said something about yep.
Oh, okay. Let us
Well,
present the...
We now
Hey.
know there are 3. Let's see. Oh, how do we? Oh, okay. We just have to press her.
Oh, okay. That's the number of bullets that has you convinced?
Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Surprisingly, I haven't been fired for telling her that.
Oh, they like your snark, I guess.
I guess.
Oh, well, that's logical, I suppose.
Although,
Yes?
sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china.
Does your employer dine with thieves?
So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position.
A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible? Yes. I can prove it. Allow me to show you then, the 3rd bullet.
Take that!
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes! On the night in question in Windibank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer?
I'm
Where
not
did
a
you
witch!
find that bullet?
It was lodged inside Mr. Shom's pouch.
What?
This pouch was removed around Mr. Shom's waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. You did say that yourself.
It's true.
Do you mean to say that the shot fired by the Skulkin brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print.
Ah!
2 guns from the scene have already been submitted to the court record as evidence. Yes, that was the Windibank, and that belonged to the Skulkin brothers. And the examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet has been fired from each.
Oh,
But that must mean...
That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from this crime scene.
The missing third gun.
And until that incontrovertible.
There you go.
Good grief. Incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained. We cannot and must not pass judgment.
Ah. Ah!
You okay, man? Shut up! Shut up! While the summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant is... Oh, hasn't built. Okay. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation's examination.
By Jupiter!
I like Sailor Mars. I mean, what?
It's
The witness
Sailor
is back
Jupiter,
again.
you prude.
You want to fight, mate?
You'll fight,
me
you'll
outside
lose.
the
Jupiter
courtroom.
wins every time.
Meet me outside the courtroom at once. Bring the witnesses back to the stand. Oh boy. Oh, hello. Witnesses. Governor! Will you listen to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination?
We was, Governor, we was! Perhaps we can dispense with a tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A third bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that?
Make of it, Gov. I don't make nothing of it.
Is it one of yours? Go blimey, Gov! Go blimey! Not a chance! In that case, did you have an accomplice?
What? What? Never! The Skulkin brothers work alone!
Aside from the fact there's a third one of you somewhere. It's just the two of us! That's our trademark!
We can make it if we try! Just two of us! How can we soon forget poor Silky?
Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originate from the firearms we have in evidence. The third bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Oh, dear. Oh, Lumi. That's a head scratcher. Bring out the waterboard. Counsel for the defense.
Goodness!
Yes? I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The third bullet, and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear that this third bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers.
So, any one of these will work.
Oh. Well, it must have... They either had another... Okay, so we could just pick whatever, then,
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, I'm not gonna think that hard, then.
Because it all leads to the same endpoint.
On the night of Winterbank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a third man. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present. Someone carrying a gun.
Objection!
What do you have to say now?
An accomplice, you say? Pigs will.
What? Taking a poke?
What?
Oh, continue, please.
These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there has not been a murmur of a third man. Yet this apparently wraith-like being exists.
And they do? Oh.
The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be This is the second, as far as I remember, the second time we've had some mystery unknown person that has to be there that's been covered up.
That is true.
The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence, that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, that the identity of the spurious character.
The Skulkers are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? Oh, Counsel? I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice, or reveal the person's identity even. In response to the prosecution's demands, my lord, the defense is ready to present answers. Because we kind of know who it is, anyway.
That's right.
The defense is ready. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands.
So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting.
Wait, are we actually friends?
No.
Dang!
What are you,
have to push-
stupid?
I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference.
Just throws every single piece of evidence. Like, all this!
And this! And all of this! Like,
Take that! And this! And that! And that!
Like, just littering the floor! So, in that case, Counsel, I will ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, and the moments leading up to the death of the victim. What proof have you that there was a third intruder present at the scene?
Alright. So, do you remember, like, a weird thing that we discovered about, like, a certain piece of evidence that was taken way early and re-brought up? Gregson's like, oh, you can't use that because we talked about it.
Oh yeah, the freaking disc.
Right. And
So,
what did we learn about the disc?
Well, we learned that the blood on there, like, transformed into green when Ira shot it. So
Right.
it's the same blood that was on the calendar.
Right. Which would mean that
And-
was the third intruder, right?
Right. So that means we're thinking like, yeah, that has to be Egbert Benedict.
Right. So our proof is the blood sample.
Take that!
Yeah. The evidence is right here in this portfolio. By Jove, that portfolio again, is it?
Jove? Jove Justice?
Jove.
Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific.
I mean, you could, if you weren't a lazy sack of poop.
Excuse you, I've done more work than you will ever do. You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? Alright.
I mean, it's gotta be like our last one or either this one, right?
It's this
'cause-
one,
Oh, okay.
Take that!
So we can do
because it's unaccounted
this.
for.
Oh yeah, what am I looking at here? There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. That's a bloodstain, my lord. Aliens. A bloodstain.
Green blood? Curious, even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature?
I mean,
Must be related to you then.
yeah. It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
By the great detective!
New invention. Stop. Not yet appeared in stories. Stop. It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fungus sprays a chemical that reacts to the different elements in people's blood to change its color.
Different elements of people's blood.
Yes. Everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is.
Oh! That brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood.
Talk of blood in courtroom. Stop. Very exciting. Stop.
As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Winterbank. Ah, a striking blue! Yes, so you see the green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop.
Now hold fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it?
No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Winterbank was killed.
By golly!
Yes, Miss Molly. Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day.
What? Then whose blood is it?
Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Yet.
Oh, yet!
Yeah, they keep lying. They keep messing around. Let's see, which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder? Well, who is it,
It's Eggs
Patu?
Benedict.
That's right.
Take that!
The man's name is Egbert Benedict. Egbert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, Counsel? He paid a visit to Winterbank's pawnbroker on the afternoon before the incident took place.
When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing the article into her possession.
That's right.
Ah,
The man identified by the defense, Mr. Egbert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force.
yep. It's mine.
He's calling a wastrel. Pose, pose, pose. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you cooperate with this account, Inspector?
Oh, yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Winterbank for a print showing the fellow. And there he is.
Yep.
Taken from the red-handed recorder Gubbinses. Ugh.
Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Winterbank that morning. And you claim that this man is the brother's accomplice. Well, Mr. Skulkin?
Never seen the geezer before in my life.
On my life, Gov, on my life. Never seen him. Okay,
well-
I believe you.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion.
I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice.
Yes, and I can.
Then show us the evidence.
I agree. We must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is.
This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. But now, I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom.
No!
Are you ready to present your evidence to the court then, counsel? Hmm? Oh, yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now.
You good?
Hmm? Oh, I'm good.
Cool.
Proof that the man in the... Go ahead.
Nothing. I think
let's
I'm
see,
losing my mind is
proof-
all.
Well, I mean, it is kind of late. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet.
Wow, Ryunosuke sounds a lot like the judge. That's weird. Alright,
Oh,
so,
whoops. Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I was practicing my old man voice. Yeah.
alright.
Take that!
And the proof is right here, in this portfolio. Good gracious, Counsel, does that portfolio contain the answers to every question posed?
Starting to seem like it. I see you share my interest in clair-colored liquids, my Nipponese friend, but... enough. The court demands to see further evidence.
Dude, why don't you just work with us if you want to see what justice is?
No. Which blood sample
Okay.
proves the man you identified was the one shot by the third bullet at the scene of the crime? Well, it'd be this one.
You know, this green blob right here in the corner, this thing. As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim the disc from from Windibanks, which is when the aforementioned Egbert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred.
Yep,
Okay.
the disc. And then he tried to take it, but she's like, it's mine, and that scratched his hand, finger, thumb.
Yeah.
You've drawn blood. Gall darn it.
Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed. And then the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a blood stain, is it? My assistant and I have just analyzed the blood stain here in this very courtroom.
Using my trusty fogger gun.
Yes. And we added the results to this portfolio.
I say!
What?
It's it's green. 5. Exactly the same color as the blood on the calendar. I'm gonna do frickin' math here and remember who's who for that.
The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Egbert Benedict, who was in Windibanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night.
So it was someone else. Look at those two brothers now. They're sweating buckets. Oi, who are you talking about? It's bullying.
My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Egbert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Herlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of destruction. Wait, no, that's not right. A god of detection or some such.
He's talking about Lord Beerus.
Excuse?
Oh.
Sorry, I like
That's
wine,
nice.
not beer. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence.
They do match, though.
So the blood stain turned a shade of green. What of it? Yes, you're successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color.
Well,
And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish? I don't know, I mean, he is a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't let him get away with this.
I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have?
I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before.
Father Christmas.
About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
Good grief, what did you just say, young girl?
In a summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? Ugh. That's the way I see it. It doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
Yes, she's right. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. I will buy you all the stuff for Christmas.
You sure will. It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. Mr. Shone's partner is a force to be reckoned with.
Iris Wilson, sharpshooter. I never miss.
After that shrewd precis of the situation from an entirely unexpected source. It must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion.
This is absurd.
You be quiet, let the young girl speak. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for final leanings in this matter.
It's your fault I'm drinking myself to death tonight.
Well, cry me a river. As proud citizens of Her Majesty Britain, I'm sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Alright.
Guilty. Not
Oh.
guilty.
Guilty.
Okay.
Guilty.
Oh.
Not guilty.
Alright. 4-2.
Okay. Well then. 2 cold guilty, and 4 cold not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision.
On what grounds?
The one I'm standing on. If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt.
Did you just call all of them stupid?
No, I called them all morons.
Oh, that's different. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zykes, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue.
Ah, F-word.
Ah, figs.
Ah, Fig Newtons.
Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation.
Awkward!
The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of new witnesses. But sadly, I fear that it will be impossible. What? The name of gentleman gave for himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false.
Well, he didn't say Egbert, it was Edgar, but, you know, same
Oh,
thing.
sorry, I'm old.
It's still
I don't
fake.
believe it.
It's FAF, fake as frick.
Just when I managed to prove the man was there that night. But how do we get him then?
Could I say something?
Who's that, please? Who spoke?
No idea. It was me, my lord.
Juror number 5. What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector. Me, ma'am. I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again. The one in which the gentleman is shown. Right, yes. This one, you mean? Mr. Benedict. Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
Juror number 5. You don't mean to say. You know this man?
Yes, I know him.
What?
No!
Good gracious! All of you, shut up! I have to hear this. Juror number 5, how on earth?
I am a communications officer. Stop.
as we can clearly see.
The gentleman in the photograph is... Stop.
She is. You are...
She is swooning.
Uh,
Also, communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop.
oh, I see.
A very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away a telegraph. Stop.
This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right.
I suppose we all imagine the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he's just... Ugh. Man, I can't read. It's a bit unexpected to find out that he has a respectable job by day, whenever he gets to up at night.
Yes, I suppose that's it. Definitely not like a certain other guy that has like a day job but blows up women, then takes their hands and do something else when no one's looking. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong.
Yeah, definitely not.
Nope. Nuh-uh. If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zykes, if you please.
I don't please, but I have no choice. Yes, my lord.
Make the necessary arrangements with all haste.
As your lordship bids.
Oh, it's my homie. The court will recess for 1 hour.
Yo, what?
You know, my homie, my dog, my home slice.
That kind of
You know
language
how those
isn't going to be
Westerners-
used for another 100 years or so.
Oh. And how do I know it?
I don't know. How do I know it?
Socially enough to Inspector Gregson.
Yes, my lord, and can you please stop calling me that? How do you know
Sorry,
about that
it's too
title
picky,
anyway?
I should like to hear from you specifically about the events at the pawnbroker on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. We shall have tea and crumpets.
Yes, sir, my lord.
Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m.
Alright, Batu. While I'm at work, we're resuming at 1:40.
Alright, we'll just go ahead and stop then. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, sorry, we have to go finish this court case.
Yeah, you have to get out of the garden after to get out of work.
It's like, wait, what? Where are you going? Said this
To
important thing that
court!
We have to do it.
We have to save someone's life.
I'm like, oh, I mean, I guess that's okay.
But anyway, that's going to be it for the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, check the links in the description, keep an eye out for community posts, and as always, we'll see you back in court.